Hi everyone, I'm Molly. You're watching TLS and this is Fashion Friday. Music Meets Fashion is a competition brought to you by the British Fashion Council, London Fashion Week and MTV, which is a pretty cool crossover. The competition highlights size inclusive fashion, gender neutral fashion, sustainable fashion, all things that we here at TLS are very passionate about. We're going to be joined by Rebecca, Bew, and the winner, Lucy. Hope you enjoy the interviews.
Hi, I'm Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Bew. You're watching TLS.
And you're watching Fashion Friday.
So, Rebecca, when was it that you realised that you wanted to work in the fashion industry?
So I've always been creative. I think at school, kind of art and design, textiles, kind of the only subjects really I was interested in. So from there I went to college and specialised in art and design and textiles, and that's where I kind of found, I think naturally found fashion design to be the area that I wanted to kind of progress in. The main thing that appealed to me is quite an academic kind of course, so kind of sustainability and that kind of area.
Yeah, like I always see like my mom and my grandma like doing stuff. Like my mom, she knits and crochet, like she always make us like hats and jumpers. And then like my grandma, she's like never throw anything out. She always like fixing a zipper or something. And yeah, seeing that like growing up every day, it sort of like seeps in, and like I always remember like doing stuff with them all the time. So that's why I like designing. My main thing is I like to make and I like to draw things. So like when I make stuff, it reminds me of that like old time.
So it's super organic. It goes way back. It's very much like soul food, but with fashion.
Yeah, pretty much. My collection was very much inspired by like teenage like rom-com movies.
Yeah.
I hate to admit it, but I love watching it. And they always have like really good soundtrack and like really, I don't know, there's something about it that just makes you feel good, and like the relatability of it.
Oh yeah.
It's a bit of like a fantasy and like a life you wish you lived. I was like trying to apply that into my project.
Naturally, like as a designer, my style does kind of go to more of a sportswear element. So the three looks I had to create, they kind of, well, bikinis kind of layered with like a rash vest kind of sports, it's more of a sportswear kind of look. And yeah, I think because I surf and do all the sports, I kind of really look at kind of functional and practical clothing, and I think that's really important. And also knowing, because of my experience working at a sportswear company, knowing that we can make 100% kind of recycled clothing, working with partners that use kind of ocean plastic to create 100% recycled bikinis and like surfwear. That's like something I really want to implement in my collection. So
nice. Would you say that that's pretty new for the catwalk? Like the fact that we're actually paying attention to making sure that the world is a better place at the same time as a more beautiful place?
Yeah, I know the past few years I think really you've seen kind of a shift, and everyone is doing kind of sustainable collections, and it just shows it is available for like the whole industry. Like high street are doing it, high end are doing it, everyone's doing it now, and it's kind of like an expected kind of attribute, I guess. And I think customers also that's what customers want. They want sustainable options.
Yeah, I think it's such a good thing to like do and like to consider when you're designing, because I feel like in 2021 everybody should be able to like buy clothes and like wear nice clothes and wear whatever they want to wear, and like saving the planet is important. And like it's hard if you're doing it alone, but I think if we all like get involved as a community and like as a consumer, as a designer, we can make a difference and change can happen. You can like, it's something that you can start like today, like about sustainability. Like you can, a button missing on your shirt, like why don't we try to fix it? Or like if you have a hole in your jeans, why don't we patch it? Like find a way of doing something without like having to throwing it out and like buying new clothes all the time. It's gonna change like the way you see things, like the way you appreciate clothes, because someone has to make those clothes. Like it didn't just happen by a machine or I don't know, like magically appeared. Like someone had to sat down there and like something together for you to wear, you know?
So please tell us, what was the criteria for applying for Music Meets Fashion?
Every year, the British Fashion Council kind of hosts probably the most important competition for kind of final year going into graduate fashion. The brief was Music Meets Fashion and what that kind of means to you. And it was a collaboration between MTV, River Island and Iceberg, which are really amazing brands. And yeah, so you had to create a 15-piece collection, and you designed it and created like a kind of a journal of work with like mood boards, fabrics, kind of like a whole package of work, and you sent that off. Yeah, this happened in March last year. So as this was happening, lockdown happened. So it was all, yeah, it was, yeah, interesting. But so I didn't really hear anything back until May time. And in May, I handed in my final collection for university. And on the same day, I found out I'd been shortlisted.
Wow. So you had to do your uni work alongside this massive collection.
That was kind of the deciding factor for most people kind of on my course, especially like my friends. They were like, we don't have time to do another project. Like we had final year is crazy, and I just thought I thank myself now for doing it, because at the time I was like, why am I doing this?
It was sort of like a distraction from like my graduate collection, because that was like really personal and like really emotional. I just wanted to do something fun and like something that I've never really done before, which is women's wear. And I just thought this is like an amazing opportunity. Like MTV has been like a part of my life. I'm sure like a part of everybody's life for a long time. And they've always been like celebrated by the youth, and how that really influenced fashion as well as music.
Tell us about the 3 pieces that you went forward to make.
Yeah, so they wanted, so out of all the looks, some of them were ready to wear looks, some were catwalk looks, and they wanted 3 of the catwalk looks to be made for Fashion Week. They all had to be sustainable, size inclusive and gender neutral. So one of the models was kind of like a plus size model, one was I guess a size 8 to 10, and then the other was a male model. So you had to kind of select what look you wanted on each model.
That is what we're all about at TLS. That is one of the main reasons we wanted to talk to you, actually.
I made all my clothes like in my living room. Like it was a huge mess.
Wow.
Like I had stuff everywhere. Like I had to move all the furniture to just like lay all my stuff out so I can see it. It was hard, but it was also like fun at the same time. Like I've never like done that before. Yeah, we also got a lot of like mentoring from MTV as well, and like to put us in the right direction and like on the right track. To me, it was about like problem solving and like trying to make it work while you're in lockdown.
Tell me about musicians that have inspired you through your creative process.
So we actually had to make a playlist for the competition. So MTV and Spotify asked us to put together kind of 5 songs that we've been listening to kind of get us in a creative mood. I think whenever I'm designing, I'm always listening to music. Like actually whatever I'm doing, I always have to have music on.
Yeah.
It's really hard to pick like a favourite, but I'd say probably Lauryn Hill. It's
nice.
Kind of iconic. Yeah, probably my favourite musician.
Yeah.
Like freedom of speech, power, like you really can resonate with what she's saying and feel like the passion. I just think it's like feel good music that's motivating.
I feel like music like make you feel a certain way. So like when I'm working on a collection or like on a project, I always like to like link it to my music. Like as of right now, like it's really embarrassing, but I'm working on like a little side project to put in my portfolio, and I've just been listening to like K-pop like non-stop.
That's not embarrassing. Who are your favourite artists? Who do you find yourself listening to the most when you design?
Like I have a very like eclectic taste in music. Like it's not good and it's not like it's not bad. I don't know how to explain it, but I like old music. Like I listen a lot to like Elvis and like Etta James.
Nice.
But it's neither that or like 1975 or like Catfish and the Bottlemen.
Oh, I love that.
It's like no in between.
Personally, I think my design style is more commercial, and I kind of relate more to kind of contemporary modern designers. And I think, creating kind of capsule wardrobe and encouraging people to rewear clothes, not just, the throwaway culture that's, people just wear something, take a picture on Instagram. That's just the fashion that I don't want to be involved with. I'm really, passionate about creating kind of clothes to last.
Oh my goodness, yes, ethical fashion.
Yes.
All the way. And so would you say that you try to avoid fast fashion?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I know everyone needs a job, but I wouldn't be able to work for a fast fashion brand. I mean, I think it would just be, I would really struggle to know that I was just creating kind of endless pieces that was ending up in landfill. So
it's amazing how in touch with your integrity and authenticity you are.
I think when I was younger, I didn't really think about it. I just thought like, oh, I want to look cool, I want to be cool, like, within the trend. But I think as you grow up, you sort of change that mindset change. You see things differently. Change it. Like, why would you want to look like everybody else on the street? Why don't we celebrate that and like, I don't know, be crafty, like be different.
That's beautiful. I love that.